A no jumper post almost cost a mistrial today at Young Thug's trial. Here's what happened. So the prosecutors called their first witness, which is a gang detective, and he testified that Young Thug's gang were motivated by money, respect, and power.
That's the purpose of it. That goal of money, power, and respect is to increase their own reputation, increase their own ability to retaliate and do violence to the extent that it keeps someone else from being able to do violence against them, and therefore they can do what they want to do, which in the context of criminal street gangs is conduct criminal activity.
He also testified to the connection between Young Thug's gang sex money murder and another gang, Cleveland Ave.
I did, and we began to observe, here you can see one example of a rock crew tattoo, ROC, and then crew below that. Also in this picture, you can see that the person in the picture has a red bandana tied to their waistband.
There was also this really weird exchange where the prosecutor was asking the detective if people can go to jail for saying words.
As it relates to a musical artist's words, is there any crime in saying words?
There are certainly potentially crimes in spoken words.
All right. Now, I'm not talking about crimes being described in words. I'm speaking of, is it a crime to speak the words?
As a generality, no. Outside of...
Your Honor, that was the answer to the question. And
so it's non-responsive, is that what you're saying? Okay, I sustain this as non-responsive.
Have you ever sought to arrest anyone for speaking words in a song?
No, ma'am.
I feel like there had to be a simpler way for her to explain that, because I get her point. Her point was, you're not just arresting people for saying words on a song, right? No, like the words have to describe a crime, and the crime has to be related to a particular investigation. So I understand what her point was, but she could have said that in a much simpler way that's less confusing. Now, something interesting happened, though, while he was taking a stand, and it wasn't until after his testimony that people noticed, because while he was taking the stand, the camera turned to catch him walking to take the stand, and the camera exposed.
All right, Detective Belknap, good morning, sir. Sir, if you would please approach the witness stand once you get there. Before you sit down, if you would turn and face Sergeant Ingram and be sworn as a witness.
Ryan, you swear firm testimony to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I see.
Let's pause just in case you missed exactly what just happened. The camera panned over too far left and accidentally revealed members of the jury. And it didn't take long until people started identifying the members of the jury. There was a man who commented under a Seti Nash IG post where he gave the jurors full name and said he knows the man who is currently on the most important hip-hop case in the last decade. This level of gross negligence on the court's part and the media's part in the courtroom sort of sums up exactly what this case has been about from the very beginning. It's an absolute clown show. That juror who just got exposed for being one of the jurors responsible for sending Young Thug to jail, if he does indeed go to jail, his life is ruined forever. Like, that juror would never have a regular life again. And after this case is done, he has to go back to his regular life with no protection. Yo, it's over for him. Us at No Jumper reposted the court's mishap and reposted the public comment that was already out there. But apparently after we posted it, it reached a whole entire new audience and the judge wasn't happy about it. The judge in the case was reportedly furious that we reposted it, and he called all the attorneys to the chambers, and people thought that there was going to be a mistrial, that the judge was so angry that something this reckless could happen to one of the jurors that he was about to declare a mistrial and go through the entire process again of picking a new jury since this one was contaminated. While the judge and the attorneys were deliberating on where to go from here, people were on Twitter discussing the ethics of No Jumper reposting the screenshot and reposting people having the discussion regarding the jurors. Me personally, I don't think No Jumper did nothing wrong. No Jumper posted something that was already publicly out there. No Jumper posted a video that's still public on the Law and Crime Network's YouTube channel. No Jumper posted a video that was produced by the court of law. So I don't think No Jumper did anything wrong for reposting content that a court of law produced and dropped the ball that badly. Now, when the judge actually came back to the courtroom, they actually announced what the decision was going to be.
Before we go ahead and summon our jurors, I just wanted to pose an inquiry to our members of the media here. Due to some security issues not attributable to anybody in this courtroom or the parties, and the fact that we have had an inadvertent recording of some of our jurors on the front row, would it be appropriate or okay if you all would not continue to film Detective Belknap? You're welcome to go ahead and do the audio, but is that something that you all would be willing to do, please? Everyone okay with that? Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and call for our jurors at this point in time, and let's summon.
So fortunately, a mistrial wasn't declared, but the judge did ban or bar any type of video recording for the rest of that detective testimony. And tomorrow, they would decide whether or not they're moving forward with just audio recordings or if they would allow video recordings moving further. I feel like that decision would be contingent on exactly what the jurors' response is to them being recorded or being put on video. If the ones that were shown, specifically 4 of them, said, hey, bruh, I don't feel safe, I can't serve no more, bruh, I fear for my life, I can no longer be impartial, and they request off the trial and they get some new jurors, I feel like the judge would probably move super cautious and not try to expose the new jurors again and have the process repeat. So I feel like that's the only situation where I can see they will ban video recording for the rest of trial. But who knows, right? Trial is going to be 6 months, so I don't think they're going to ban video recording for an entire 6 months, man. But let me know in the comment section, do you guys feel like we did anything wrong? And if you're still watching, click on this video somewhere on my screen to find out how this rapper just gave Freddie Gibbs the biggest L of his career. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. Out of here, folks. Peace.